I said I wasn't going to go on tangents, and here I am, just ranting away. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, and welcome back to my channel. So I want to give a little disclaimer before we get started in today's video. I am in no way, shape, or form a mental health professional. All of the things discussed in today's video are from personal experience or from others' experiences. Other people who suffer with depression have given me their experiences. So take it with a grain of salt, take it for what it is. These are things that work for me and work for other people and may not work for you. And if you feel like you need professional help, please do seek it out. I will leave some information down in the description box below, some sites, some resources that you can go to for that. So without further ado, let's get started. So the idea for this video kind of came from a Facebook post. I'll put it up on the screen right here. It's basically saying, do you ever feel yourself getting bad again? Like, you can feel the depression coming on. I know for me, I can feel it every time it's about to happen. I can, just as this describes, I can see myself, I'm not cleaning as much, I'm, just lack of productivity, I don't have any motivation, it's very hard for me to even get out of the bed. Just to be completely 100% transparent with you guys, I am going through that right now. I can feel, myself starting to slip into that depression mode. And it was very hard for me to get out of bed this morning, but I knew I had to film this video and I wanted to film this video, so that gave me purpose and reason to get out of bed. So that's one of my helpful tips. Obviously, if you're feeling it start to happen, okay, you're recognizing that you know what's about to happen. So what can you do not to stop it? Because it's inevitable, it's going to happen, but what can you do to make it a little bit better or a little bit easier so that it's not as draining or as hard on you? So I asked you guys on Instagram to send me any helpful advice that you guys had, things that you do to help alleviate symptoms. You guys sent me a bunch of answers and I'm so excited to read them. I'm not going to be putting them on the screen. Again, with sensitive subjects like this, I don't like to put usernames out there just for the protection of others. Alright, so I'm going to be holding my laptop in front of me right here, so if I'm looking down, that's what I'm doing. The first one says, sometimes it hits me so fast I don't even have time to stop it. This time of year is the worst for me, and I think we can all resonate with that, especially in areas that get an actual winter. I know seasonal depression is a huge thing, so you're definitely not alone in that. I do my best to at least take a shower and eat well and take my meds, the basics. Yes, eating and showering is so key. Like this morning, I could barely get out of bed. I was like, I cannot get up right now. Like, everything in me just wanted to stay in the bed all day. I forced my little booty out of bed, I put my little booty in the shower, and that made me feel 10 times better. I'm still not like completely, you guys can probably tell I'm not like completely focused, but I feel better. You know what I mean? It's just small steps like that. And definitely the eating part. I'm the same way. I get like, I feel like a lot of people are like this too. It's either one way or the other. You either like eat a lot or you don't eat at all, and I'm definitely on the I don't eat at all spectrum because I just don't feel hungry, so I have to force myself to eat, and then once I do, I feel a lot better once I actually force myself to eat, which brings us to the next comment, which says, force myself to eat regular meals, allow myself time to rest, and leave the house. It's hard. I have to switch it up. Painting and yoga are my usuals though, also baking. It's funny that you say that. You mentioned like little hobbies. Something that I'm like super hyper fixated on at the moment, and it may be unhealthy and obsessive, that's for another video, but it's growing vegetables or like regrowing my produce. I'm gonna do a video on it once I get some more vegetables going, but it's given me something to like focus on that's not work. It's something I don't have to do, but it's very rewarding, and I'm not the type of person who like gets really into like plants, but for some reason like growing the vegetables or regrowing your produce, it's so like therapeutic for me because I get like a reward from it. You know what I mean? Like at the end of it, there's an end goal. I get to eat this when it, like once it's grown, and like something about growing something or regrowing something and then like being able to eat it is so rewarding. I'm like getting giddy talking about it. It's so weird. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys are into gardening or whatever. Or regrowing your produce. It's something I've like very recently gotten into, like a week ago. Like I grew my own green onions, or I regrew my green onions, and it was just the most satisfying thing ever to watch them grow, and then I got to eat them, and I was like, wow, I did that. And it's just like it's small little things that give you like sense of purpose, I guess. So yeah, that's been fun for me. Next answer is CBD oil, workout, avoid carbs, sugar, and processed foods, and a magnesium supplement. I have heard of magnesium supplement, but I've never really looked into it, so maybe I should look into that. Thank you for that tip. And also avoiding carbs, sugars, and processed foods. Yes, junk food can really, really affect you mentally. I don't personally use CBD oil. I know a lot of people who do, and it's something that I am going to be looking into. I'm more prone to lean to the more like natural side of medicine, so I'm definitely going to be looking into CBD oil. I know it helps a lot of people, and my mom actually mentioned it to me the other night, so thank you for the reminder. Next answer is get some stuff on my to-do list done so I don't feel bad about myself for not doing things. Yes, just the action of making a list helps so much because it helps you like stay on track, and it helps you focus, and you're like, okay, if I can just check these things off this list, like for me, physically checking something off the list really, really helps for some reason. It's just like little things that you'll find help so tremendously. This answer, I'm going to share who it's from, because she is also a huge mental health advocate, and she posts amazing things on her Instagram. It's my sister-in-law, Joe's sister, Emily. You can follow her at EmilyRose_EO. She is huge into like natural medicine and essential oils and stuff like that. And as I said, she's a huge mental health advocate, and she always has some very inspirational things and positive things. She's just such a like positive person, and she's so great. And she's also very real, so little plug for her. Her answer is love my oils, essential oils, but sometimes it's nice to go outside and get 5 minutes of fresh air. Completely agree. Especially working at home, I don't ever leave the house, and I feel like a lot of people that work at home don't ever leave the house. So just going outside for 5 minutes helps me so much. Like I don't realize how much being inside and not being outside affects me. So just that little tiny bit of fresh air will really do wonders. She also says write in a gratitude journal. Mindset is everything. That is such a good tip. I'm going to start a gratitude journal, because I was doing this thing on Instagram where I would like tell you guys one thing I'm thankful for every day, but I think it is important to like have a journal of your own personal thoughts, you know, something you don't share with other people, but just to like reflect and write down like every day what you're thankful for, and you know, just keep your mind focused on the positive things in your life. I think that could be really helpful. Thank you for that tip, Emily. See, she's full of good tips. Go follow her. Next answer, I take CBD oil for my anxiety/depression, hot bath, and I journal to clear my head before bed. So again, with the journal, that's great. Hot baths, I'm jealous because we don't have a bathtub, and I miss baths. I love them. Next answer, I force myself to do the things I'm avoiding. I literally throw myself out of bed and push myself out the door. I find if you push yourself to do the things you don't want to do, it will stop you from going into a deeper and darker depression. It forces you to keep living your life. Amen. Retweet. Love that. Again, it goes back to the like making lists, and if you just like check things off your list, helps so much. It makes you feel like you didn't fail for the day, like you didn't just like sit around, and like you actually did something. Even put getting out of bed on your to-do list, because like getting out of bed for someone who doesn't have depression is easy. Like that's an easy task. would probably think, oh, that's silly to put that on your list. But that is a huge accomplishment. Put that on your to-do list. Get out of bed, eat breakfast, small things like that, and check them off. Physically check them off. I promise you, it'll help. I'm going on tangents, I gotta stop. I talk to my husband. It helps to talk it out and have someone to listen. I agree, get you someone, your friend, your partner, your therapist, whoever. Make sure it's somebody who's helpful and understands and is not going to put you down for the things that you're feeling or the things that you're going through. Make sure that it's a safe space and your feelings are validated, and it's that type of person. Exercise. I always need to just be in that moment, rocking out and sweating. Yes, I love that. I like to take really long walks, which helps me. I'm not a huge like worker outer. I don't love working out, but I do like to take like long walks, and I think it's good to like get one with nature, and that's just fun. Like, I wish we had more hiking spots around here. Obviously the state of Florida is completely flat. Going on a walk and like being in nature, I guess that counts as working out, right? This person says celery juice first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Is that why the celery juice is like such a huge thing right now? Like, a lot of people are doing celery juice. I know like there was like a shortage of celery in like California because so many people were drinking celery juice. Is that why? I've never heard of that, but I will do some research into that for sure. Essential oils sometimes help. Yes, I'm a huge believer in essential oils. The right essential oils, not, you can't just buy an essential oil from Walmart for $5 and expect it to change your life, because it won't. It's not natural. It's full of perfumes. We won't get into it. I digress. But finding the right essential oils can definitely be very helpful. I use lavender so much. It's a problem. A lot of people too with the essential oils, they think that you can only like diffuse it, but you can use it in so many ways. I have it in a roller ball, and when I'm feeling like anxious or nervous, I roll some like lavender on my wrists and on my neck. My mother-in-law gave me this necklace. You can drop a couple drops of essential oils on the little pad, and it goes in like this little locket. So sometimes I use that, especially when I'm traveling. I'm like covering myself in lavender. There are also certain ones that you can actually like digest. So you can put a couple drops of like orange in your morning water, or you can put lemon in there, and that helps to like wake you up and stuff like that. So there's a little tipsy poo if you didn't already know. Take a mental day, watch Netflix, eat nachos, have a blanket, and stay off my phone. Retweet, sis. I do this all the time. I'm like, I'm not doing anything today. I'm sitting in this bed. I'm eating all of the junk food, which is probably counterproductive. But there's some days where you just need to sit and be and not have to think about anything. Just binge Netflix, whatever you've been wanting to binge, and eat a plate of nachos. I agree. That's the best advice of the day. I get dressed and go out. That seems to be a very popular answer. Get your butt out of bed, people. Reach out to someone who will get me out of the house, usually my mom. Yes, having a friend who will kick you in the booty and be like, I don't care if you don't want to go out, we're going out, is good to have. But again, it has to be the right person. I will say that. Get rest. Simple as that. Get you some rest. Quiet your mind. Be still and know. I'm glad you're talking about this, because I didn't even think I was struggling with depression. See, that's why I make these videos. That's why I make these videos. Yes. When you guys send me comments and you're like, wow, like, thank you for making this video, it really resonated with me, or, I didn't even realize that other people were going through this. That's why I make these videos, because having some sort of mental illness can be very isolating, even though it's very like heavily talked about nowadays, especially anxiety and depression. It can still feel like you're alone. So thank you for saying that. That really helps to keep me going. Clean as much as possible so it takes something off my plate. Less to stress about, LOL. People around me can definitely tell when I'm having like a bad anxiety day, or I'm like, something's a brewing. It's about to go down. It's about to happen. She's about to crash and burn, because I clean. Like, it's almost like an obsessive thing, not like a normal type of clean. It's like I'm like, this has to, it's like it's obsessive. It's like, I have to do this. This has to be here. If I don't get this done now, the world will end type of clean. But I agree. I mean, cleaning can be very therapeutic. And you know what? It's that thing. It goes back to that Facebook post where you want to clean and like the mess is making you more anxious and it's making you more depressed, but you don't have the energy or the motivation to clean it. So if you clean before the depression hits, then you will be in a clean environment. It will make it easier. You won't have mess to stress you out, or as much mess to stress you out. So cleaning definitely helps. I write down everything that's bothering me to get it out of my head. Journaling again, yes. Work on a gratitude list. Even the smallest things I write down. Another one, that gratitude list. I'm going to start one of those, guys. Thank you so much. You guys are killing it with these answers. I'm just loving this. Do something for someone else or ask someone else how they're doing and really listen. That is such a good tip because it takes your mind off focusing on what's going on with you and like hyper fixating. If you're like me and you're a little hyper fixator, I can see where that would really help. So thank you for that tip. Next answer is go for a run. I'm not a runner, I'm a walker, but yes. Do something, get active. First, I let my husband know and vent to him. He's logical and unemotional. Joe is great, I'm sure. He is. He's getting better. I know at first, I don't know that he's ever really like been around people or ever really noticed people who have such a strong mental illness. Like I have very strong anxiety. And it can be overwhelming. I mean, it's overwhelming for me, so of course it's going to be overwhelming to someone else who doesn't understand. And I also get in very deep, dark depressions. So it's definitely something that he has steadily started to try and understand and work on being helpful. And he definitely has stepped up his game. He's definitely, after us being together for 3 years, it's either suit up or get out, I'm kidding. Communication is definitely key when it comes to your partner who doesn't have depression or anxiety or some sort of mental illness, because it can be very hard for them to understand. So if I'm starting to feel it coming on, I let Joe know, this is what's going on. I'm starting to get depressed. I'm having anxiety. I've just been having a really anxiety fueled week. They can't help you if they don't know. Don't be scared to express to your partner or your friends or your family, look, this is what I'm going through. People's first reaction is usually can I fix it? No, you can't necessarily fix it. You can be helpful though, and let them know how they can help, because you know what you need, and a lot of people don't, especially if they don't have anxiety or they don't have depression. Everybody's mental illness is different. It's like a snowflake, so what I need is not necessarily what, the person next to me is going to need. So express that. Don't be scared to tell someone what you need in your moment of anxiety or depression. I said I wasn't going to go on tangents, and here I am, just ranting away. Tell myself over and over that the feeling will not be forever. That's a great answer. And, repeating little things like that definitely help get you through the day. Go to the beach or do something new. I completely agree, especially with the first one. Get out in nature. Nature is so healing. I won't go on a tangent. I will leave it at that. Just get out in nature. Become one with the Mother Earth. I force myself to shower, make sure I've eaten, wrap in a fluffy blanket, and sing for my cat. I love that. I'm gonna start singing to Scooby. Oh, how fun. I love that. That makes me so happy. Also make sure I'm feeling my feelings. Repression is no longer welcome in my life. Yes. 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 Get those feelings out. Feelings are okay. Emotions are okay. It's all okay. Let people know. Let someone close to you. You don't have to let the whole world know. You don't have to go on YouTube and pour out your feelings. I know it's not for everybody. You don't have to go on Instagram or social media or whatever. If you're writing it down in your journal, you're telling your mom, you're telling your dad, you're telling your brother, your sister, your partner, whoever, a friend. Love that. I try to get outside in the grass in bare feet. Also, I try to remember to drink enough water. Yes, hydration. I'm so bad sometimes about drinking water, especially when I get depressed. Getting outside in the grass in your bare feet. You know what? That's not the first time I've heard that, and I'm gonna try that. I watched this show called Atypical. It's on Netflix. It's about this kid with autism, and I think that's one of the things that his mom would have him do. Whenever he would have like a panic attack or he was having anxiety, she would make him like go outside and stand in the grass. I'm definitely gonna try that. Like after this video, I'm about to run in my front yard. There's another one that says, work out. Yes, get moving. Get your booty moving. We should make merch, you guys. Therapy is so key to my survival. Yes, like I said in the beginning of this video, if you feel the need to go to therapy or seek professional help, definitely do that. If that's what you need, do it. I'm all for whatever works, work it. I listen to Dr. Wayne Dyer on YouTube. I've never heard of him, but I will definitely be looking him up. Thank you for the recommendation. Next response is corny, but I call my mom. Yes, moms always help. I once talked on the phone with my mom for 6 hours, so sometimes you just need to call your mom, you know? Take a drive with no set destination. Yes, I used to do this all the time when I was a teenager. When I first got my license, I would just drive. Like anytime, the car has always been like my safe place, and even now, it has heavily to do with my anxiety. Whenever I feel like a panic attack coming on, or I'm in the middle of a panic attack, if I'm near my car, I will go to my car, lock myself in my car, and just sit there in the silence. I don't even have to like go anywhere. Just knowing that I can go somewhere if I need to helps me so much. That's just something that's personal for me. It's always been that way. I don't know why. I feel like it's a thing of like me feeling trapped maybe. Practice gratitude, affirmations, go to the thrift shop, be in nature, do nostalgic things I love, cook comfort food, and sing. I love all of those. And you know what? Even if you're not a good singer, singing really is therapeutic. Like just turn on a jam when you're home alone, get your hairbrush out, have a musical. Oh my gosh, so therapeutic. Love that. Drink a ton of water, go for a run, stop eating processed food. That's not the first time we've seen the processed food comment. Definitely what you put in your body affects your mind. That goes for, you know, not just food and like nourishment, but we talked about on Wednesday, social media, what you're putting into your brain, what you're seeing every day, whatever you're putting into your body is what's going to come out, basically. I try my best to be as productive as possible and to set one important task to accomplish no matter how big or small, whether that's literally food shopping or getting a bunch of listings up, journaling, taking a shower. Even that can be hard for me. Yes, we talked about that earlier. Even if you have to write get out of bed on your to-do list and that is the only thing that you check off, do it. So helpful. Thank you for that. Distract myself and stay busy. Sometimes this does not work. I love that you put that in there because, you know, even the best things, like all of these things, sometimes they don't work. Like I said, depression is inevitable. It's not like you're not going to be able to stop it, but you can help it. And you know what? Sometimes it's just so bad that nothing is going to help it. And it just, you got to get through it, you know? It can get you through it. Maybe it's not helping you, but it's going to get you through it and get you to come out on the other side. You know, anything that keeps you here on this earth. I know like depression can get super bad, and I have definitely been in that place where, you know, I didn't want to get through it. I didn't care if I got through it. And if you're feeling that way, definitely reach out to a professional. There are tons of hotlines that you can call. I will leave some linked down below. So if you do ever get to that point, please reach out to someone, whether it's a friend or family member or anyone. Reach out to anyone. I got a little emotional there for a second, sorry. Didn't mean to take it that far. I tell my husband and my mom I take a day off of work to wash my face and do self-care to relax. Yes, mental health days are so important. And again, telling someone. Eating too much and completely disconnecting from everyone. Oh Oh, I love that. You know, it's funny because like a few people said they eat too much, or they eat. One person said, I eat the whole house. I always eat my feelings. And I think that's so funny to me. That's so like opposite of what I do. So I can't even fathom. I'm like, how do you eat while you're depressed? And I'm like, I don't get it, but I understand it's definitely a thing. So I understand it's like you're either one or the other. So it's funny to me. And again, it's good to see like what other people's habits are or what they do. I think it's very interesting. Get outside and take a walk. Agree. Prayer and a lot of talking to myself. A change of scenery helps, or read a good book. That's the first comment to say prayer, and that is, I was waiting on someone to comment that. I always get a little nervous to talk about religion or belief or whatever, but even if you don't believe in God, or you're, not a Christian per se, even if that's not your jam, like praying is not your jam, talking to yourself, putting it out, just like saying aloud your feelings and like pouring out your heart and soul to something, whether you're talking to a tree, you're talking to the universe, you're talking to Jesus, getting those feelings out, doing what you gotta do. For me personally, prayer really helps. Pouring out my heart and soul to God and asking for help, and asking for his guidance. Reading my Bible helps so much. I know, again, some of you may not be religious. It's not, not your jam. That's fine. It's what works for me. Do what works for you. You got to put it out in the universe, put it out in the universe. You got to talk to a tree, a plant, whatever. Do you, boo-boo. Finish or start a project, or go outside and take a long walk. Yes. Finishing a project, just like that fulfillment, knowing that you did something, knowing that you're not a failure, is so helpful. Alrighty, Roo, we got through all of those responses. Thank you guys so much for all of your responses, all of your helpful tips. I definitely gained some knowledge and learned some things I didn't know. Was reminded of some things I wanted to try and then forgot. So thank you guys so much for participating. If you would like to participate in videos like this in the future, just go follow me on Instagram. It's @ChristinaSherrilyn, and be on the lookout for those polls and those questions in my Instagram story. Alright, I think I've talked enough. I hope this video was helpful in some way. I hope that you learned something new, or you were reminded of something that you want to try. Feel free to leave any of your thoughts and opinions and tips and tricks down below. I read all of the comments, and I would definitely love to hear more from you guys. And I think it's great to discuss amongst yourselves. Help each other out down in the comments below. Start a conversation. Let's end the stigma. Let's get better together. I like to end all my videos with an inspirational quote that comes from one of you guys. All you have to do to participate in this is leave an inspirational quote down below, along with whatever is going on in your life. If you want to put your Instagram username, your Poshmark closet name, your Etsy shop, your small business, whatever you want to self-promote, leave that along with your inspirational quote, and you could be featured in one of my upcoming videos. So today's quote comes from Hipster Tripster, and her quote is, "A smooth sea has never made a skillful sailor." And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure and give it a thumbs up on your way out. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join our family. We would love to have you. I put new videos out every Wednesday and Friday, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye, guys.